What's up, YouTube, internet? This is IHP Films, and we are doing a review of Suicide Squad. We went and saw it on opening day, and this is going to be a non-spoiler review. We'll throw up a spoiler one right after this, but it's a pretty sweet movie.
I thought it was
pretty
decent.
Awesome. It was a lot, for me it was a lot like how the trailers describe it. You know, it was kind of this really high energy sort of. It almost felt like it was a music video at a bunch of times during it, and
Dark but comedic.
Yeah, they didn't go too far in the dark direction. You know, if you saw the first trailer at Comic-Con last year, it was really dark and really kind of twisted, and making you think this was gonna be, oh fuck, this is gonna be crazy. And it wasn't quite that. It was a little bit sort of desaturated from that. You sort of have the two leaders of the squad in Deadshot and Harley Quinn. So Deadshot, Will Smith, is kind of calling the shots. Harley Quinn at first just kind of seems like a crazy person, you know, she's in love with Joker. But she kind of becomes a leader later on too. And it's sort of both of them leading the rest of the squad. And besides them, the squad is kind of hit or miss as far as their characters go. Like, some of them were good, some of them suck.
A lot of them were just kind of off-putting and weird, but I feel like something like, you said Harley Quinn and Deadshot were the two main, but I feel like they're only the two main because they were like the best actors of the group.
Yeah.
They're kind of holding it together.
Harley Quinn was really good. Her backstory was probably one of the better ones in that. Basically, my favorite two characters in the movie are her and Jared Leto as the Joker. Like, it delves into her backstory a lot about, you know, being in Arkham and then falling in love with the Joker and then turning into Harley Quinn and sort of being with him and being crazy and stuff. And those scenes were all awesome. And Margot Robbie was really good. She was really good at being not crazy at first. Like when she's Harleen Quinzel, she's a doctor or whatever, and she was kind of, you saw that she actually did go fucking nuts, and she went absolutely crazy.
This Harley Quinn in this movie kind of tones it down a lot more. Boston accent is still there, but not as nasally and annoying.
When I say like her and Deadshot, Will Smith are sort of like the linchpins of the movie, they both got the biggest backstories, so obviously we're kind of going to identify with them more. Like some of the other people, like Slipknot, there's no reason for him to be like, he doesn't get a backstory. He wasn't at the prison with them. He just shows up and that's it. And so we don't give a shit. But Deadshot and Harley Quinn, like their backstories are like the first 30 minutes of the movie. It's just all about them and just how they got to the jail and how, you know, their lives have been up to that point. And so we care about them a lot more. Deadshot, Will Smith, was better than I thought he was going to be. Because in a lot of the trailers, he looks like he's just playing Will Smith. Like he's just, when he says their name, he goes, so with the Patsies, with some kind of Suicide Squad. I'm like, oh God.
How I thought it was going to go down, I mean, it's Will Smith. Every time Will Smith is on camera, it's all about Will Smith.
Yeah.
And so, like, I thought he was going to get more camera time than everybody else just because they want the movie to get more hype. But in the movie, he actually just is another actor on the set. He's not the actor, he's just another actor.
Yeah. He doesn't overpower the rest of the cast, like, intentionally. His presence does, you know, just kind of his acting ability sort of shines above most of the other people, but he's never like intentionally, you know, taking lines from somebody else or like this is probably one of his best movies he's done in a couple years because he showed up and he did the work and it was fucking awesome. Like his whole backstory, he's got this backstory with his daughter. That's sort of why he's an assassin, so he's making money to support his daughter and all this stuff. What are the other tertiary characters? Captain Boomerang.
Oh God, Captain Boomerang.
Captain Boomerang, we have sort of mixed feelings on it. I thought he was kind of cool. He's supposed to be kind of comedic relief, but they didn't really need it in the movie because all the characters have those moments where they're funny and they're serious. Captain Boomerang was kind of just funny the whole movie. He's Australian, he's played by Jai Courtney, but this one, I think he did a good job. On the other hand...
Well, on the other hand, sometimes he has a very thick accent, in and out of acting. He didn't really need to be in the movie at all. He didn't really do much. He did one thing in the movie that was a major thing to bring the whole group together and work together.
Yeah.
But you know, that's about it.
Branching off from there, we got Killer Croc. Killer Croc didn't really have a whole backstory. I feel like with a lot of scenes in the movie, I feel like they shot more, probably a lot more, and then they really, really cut it down. I mean, the movie's 2 hours long, but it definitely could have been longer because even at 2 hours, it doesn't feel long. It feels like it moves along very briskly.
Like they threw him down, like they didn't throw him in a cell. They just basically threw him down in the sewers of the fucking prison, you know, with a lock on it.
Diablo was a cool character. Diablo, I thought in the beginning he was going to be sort of another one of those tertiary characters. He's got the power to like shoot flames out. But as the movie goes on, you get his backstory. Because in the beginning he's sort of like, everyone's afraid of him because they think he's the ultimate badass, which he is. But later on in the movie, you kind of get a clue into his motivations and stuff like that. And that was pretty cool. And his makeup was really sweet too. He had like all these MS-13 tattoos and shit.
Yeah, and it was kind of awesome to have his background be like, you know, just kind of a gangbanger. And his, you know, his wife and kids were just living in...
Yeah, that was cool. That was the David Ayer side of the movie. Because like during those scenes, like with Diablo's backstory, you really felt like you were watching Harsh Times again. Like you were like, oh shit, like this is fucking awesome. Like I'm waiting for Christian Bale to show up and turn someone into a fountain of blood, you know?
I mean, it's the first Suicide Squad movie ever live action.
And they introduced a lot of characters, like a lot. Like basically it took them like 10 movies or whatever to get up to the Avengers. And in the Avengers there's only like 5 of them. Suicide Squad is like the second or it's the third movie in DC, and there's like 20 new ones. Like so many new characters getting thrown in, and most of them I'm sure will be included in other ones. So they really fast-tracked the character development for a lot of them. There was also a couple of characters who probably could have just been cut from the movie. The movie does at times feel bloated with characters. So Katana, she didn't have to be in the movie. She didn't really do a whole lot. She was just there, and even when she's there, but then she's not there. Like kind of like how Jai Courtney, when those big action scenes happen, they really focus on Deadshot, Harley Quinn, Killer Croc, and
Boomerang.
And well, not even Boomerang, Flag. Like, because they keep trying to attack him.
Oh,
like he's like a target for the.
God.
They're kind of like zombies, I guess. That's basically what they are. They're zombies that have been possessed by a witch. So
yeah, it's really fucking weird. No, let's talk about Flag though. Him in the movie, I get it that the plot is him set on a mission with the Suicide Squad supposed to watch over him.
But
But
make sure they don't fuck up. Or try to escape.
yeah, it's just kind of a weird character. He's always needing help.
Yeah. He gets his ass kicked a couple times in the movie, and like, it was funny because the squad, they're all equipped with these basically bomb collar things that like, if Flag just presses a button, their heads will just like explode, or their neck or something, like they just die. So they have to protect him hella too, because Amanda Waller, who puts the whole crew together, she says, oh, if Rick Flag dies, then I'm just gonna kill you all, fuck it. And it's like 3 or 4 times in the movie, Flag just gets overwhelmed by these zombies and is just getting his ass beat. And it's like he's getting dragged across the floor, and Will Smith has to like drop what he's doing, come over and like kick ass, or Killer Croc, or at one point all of them are like just surrounding him just to protect him, because if he dies they're all fucked. Like they talk shit to him all the time. They're all, the whole movie, trying to plot some way to escape. But Jared Leto is pretty fucking sweet.
Yeah.
Once again, we have kind of a difference of opinion on this. I loved basically every part of Jared Leto's performance. It was really different than, it was absolutely different than Heath Ledger. It was actually, for me, closer to Jack Nicholson. Because Jack Nicholson in the original Batman was like a crime lord, you know, and he had a crime empire and shit. Jared Leto, he basically comes off as like the evil Batman. He looks like he's got like a millionaire. Owns nightclubs. He's got armies of henchmen, all these sweet clothes. He's a badass, and he's got all the sweet tattoos. I thought he was sweet. The laugh was awesome too.
You know, you have Jack Nicholson, you have Heath Ledger, now you have Leno.
Jared Leto.
Leto.
Jay Leno's in this movie.
Jay Leno. But I just feel like he wasn't the best Joker. He could have been better, but maybe if they showed him a lot more in the movie, showed a lot more of his personality, I think I would have loved him a lot more.
Yeah. That was interesting. I think that was an interesting take on it because you go into the movie and you think you're going to be seeing him a lot. You think almost he's going to be the main bad guy. But really, the Joker's there supporting Harley Quinn's story. He's not there for his own thing. Mm-hmm. He's there because it's Harley Quinn's movie and he's the secondary character, which that's almost unheard of. Like the Joker's never second wheel to anybody else. But this movie, I feel like it worked because the movie's not about the Joker. The movie's about Harley Quinn. So that was, I think, a smart choice on David Ayer's part. There is kind of some controversy, though. Jared Leto came out and said that he shot way more scenes. Like, I think he said they cut like 90% of the scenes out of the movie. So hopefully we'll get like an Ultimate Edition or at least just some deleted scenes.
That's what I'm looking forward to. You were saying that, and
Yeah.
Actually, if I see that, maybe I have the same opinion as you.
Yeah.
Every single new battle scene, everything had a, like well-known song that was either redone or original. Like it was the original song.
Yeah, I was surprised by that. There was a lot of original stuff in there.
And it was fantastic, and like every single piece of music hit every single note of the movie to make it just flowing so perfectly.
Yeah.
And that's my favorite part of that movie.
They were trying to do where, again, this might be on an extended cut or whatever, but they were trying to make some of the other bad guys seem really, really bad. So, like the main villain of the movie is Enchantress. So, and she comes off as like evil, but not that evil. Like
Shifty.
Yeah, she just seems like a sketchy homeless chick. I don't know. That's kind of what she came off as, and she wasn't really. Mm-hmm. She didn't have the charismatic sort of craziness that Harley Quinn did, and she wasn't the cold, calculating person that Amanda Waller was. She was just kind of milquetoast, weak, and but I was reading some of the deleted scenes. She does stuff that's way more extreme. Slipknot does stuff that's way more extreme. So that's supposed to make you hate him more. What do you say? Let's finish this bitch. What do you say? What's your final rating on this?
So if
give it 1 out of 10.
I think a solid 7. I feel like
solid 7.
I feel like a solid 7. Like it was a great movie. They're trying to do something different from Marvel. So for the love of God, guys, it's not Marvel.
That's good. 7.5 is good. I think I'm gonna give it an 8 because I don't know. The movie just had something in the movie just kind of was cool. Like there are parts in the movie where I'll say there's some groaner parts where you watch it and you're like, oh God, like, like did you film that? That's actually in the movie? Like that's not a joke. There are not very many of them, but there's a couple. But something about just the spirit of the movie was just fucking awesome. Like it was a lot different than what I was expecting. It defies sort of the expectations set up by the trailer, certainly, but it's still really cool and really cool.
I feel like Rotten Tomatoes definitely like all these reviewing companies just fucking bombshell the movie.
People are savaging this movie right now, and it's not really that bad. Like
it's not that bad, Also, God, what the fuck was I gonna say?
Total. People are ripping this movie apart, and it doesn't deserve to be ripped apart. Yeah. It's a nice movie.
Credits. Stick around for that.
Oh yeah, definitely stay up to the credits because that's one thing they took from Marvel that works.
Yeah, I mean
it's fucking awesome.
Sure, they're not Marvel, but they definitely made it work. So
yeah, it was way cooler too than seeing like what was an Iron Man 2 where they're like you stay up to the credits and they're like, "Sir, we found it," and it's like Thor's hammer out in the desert, and you're like, "Oh, I wonder what that movie's gonna be about." Like, it was way cooler than that, but yeah. Anyways, so fucking 7 for Austin, 8 for me. Go see this movie if you just want to sit down and watch something really cool. Like, it feels really like 90s awesome. MTV fucking just really, really cool. So I mean, I don't know why I said that. 90s sucked, but stay tuned on IHP Network.
Yeah,
We got a lot of
definitely.
shit coming at you. You sons
Austin
of bitches.
Strickland, Dylan Elwood.
I'm really sweaty.